Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Sharon Mimran. Come on into my condo in Toronto. I'd love to show you around.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Sharon Mimran. Welcome to my home in Toronto. I'd love to show you around. I'm a true Torontonian. I've lived here all my life, and I've been doing interior design for 35 years now. So it's in my nature, it's in my blood. I can't stop designing and moving and shaking and changing things around. And I was originally in the fashion business, and it was an easy foray after I had my children to move into interiors. And interior design is where I stayed. For the most part, it's my favorite thing in the world to do. The vision for this space was very moody, a lot of black. Backdrop for the art, again, was important for me to focus on how it would look from afar, the boom impact that you see when you walk through the front door, what the impact is. And that to me, I try and put into all my work. A focal point that you really get the most out of what the house is going to show you and portray and open up to. The most challenging part was the fact that it was a COVID building, and we had to wait and when nothing was being done. So it took about 6 years for this to be built. And we honestly didn't think we were going to move in. I lost interest completely. But the view is unequaled in Toronto. It's clear down to the CN Tower and the lake. Nothing will ever be built or obstruct that view. Nothing will be built in front because we have Queen's Park just below us. And it is an exceptional selling feature, as well as that view never grows old. You can stare at it like forever, all day. And I guess that, was part of the selling feature. The fact that I had this backdrop of the city, and then all the pieces that fit together, the puzzle of all my possessions and all my art. Over and over 6 years, I had a place for everything. So when we moved in, it was boom, boom, boom. 2 days, everything was done. Well, this is the welcoming feature. Front entry, come on in. 9 Alex Katz 7-foot girls in black dresses. It's a set that I coveted because of the color, the vibrancy, and the way Alex Katz loves women. And most of his work shows that. And then, of course, there's the marble archways, the marble baseboards, all in black, the black oak trim in the very, very front foyer, and it's modern fixtures that are kind of retro, I guess. But this is what gives you like the wow factor, the black and white floor that goes, whoa. You just can't, everyone goes incredibly wide-eyed when they open the front door. Follow me, we're going into the bar, where we watch a lot of games with a lot of David's, my husband's friends, and where you entertain a lot. But you'll see I've used the surface area for my collections, my mom's and my grandmother's silver, which we have to polish, unfortunately, but no one else wanted it. And then, of course, we have the bar area with the glassware from Capri, where we go every year. And then this is my other boyfriend, Lou Reed. He's done by Chuck Close, who unfortunately is no longer with us, but is a tapestry, one of 9 only. And I just fell for it at Art Basel about 10 years ago. It's quite impressive. You can even see his eyes are perfect. It's a photograph, but it's woven. Go figure. Leading from the marble hallway in black and the narrow marquina, which is black marble, in the entry, we put the same marble on the countertop in the bar area and paneled the whole thing in a beautiful walnut. Now, what I have to tell you is there was nothing here. Most of the condos came with the kitchen in this area. So we moved everything around. We were able, because it was pre-construction, to move walls and make more of an entertainment area because we love entertaining. And here are my dad's, God, may he rest in peace, collection of matches that he collected from the 60s. that's on the bar, and that when they used to smoke in every day and all day. And these are just collections of ice buckets that I have, and fridges, extra fridges, and freezers, so that you can really make use of the bar area. And people sit and chat and they love it. So here we are. Come with me. This is the dining room. As you can see, I have a big table because I have a big family. Now this is a pretty modern piece to mix with all the old antiques, but I love the look of it. And the color of the wood is my favorite, the walnut. This table is actually from Brazil and took, oh God, months and months and months and months to get. But it's really works well with all our family. And this is a Lazy Susan that I ordered with it, so that you can put some of the condiments or some of the dishes, Chinese food in particular, and serve yourself. And then I have an antique buffet made of black glass, where we also put all the food so people can help themselves buffet style. And it's flanked by a lot of antiques. The chandelier is 60s, modern, mixed with old and new together. It marries, it just works really well, I think. And then the sconces as well are antique, also from the 50s and Italy. So I think that, you're getting the gist. The chairs I had made by Roche-Beaubois, custom. I loved one of their chairs, but it was too low in the back. And I like to see a chair height rise beyond the table. But here's the best piece of art, the view. Now, it's a snowy day, gray here in Toronto, but I'm just going to show you the Queen of Toronto, and that's the CN Tower. And if you get to see that out your window, it's pretty special, kind of like the Eiffel Tower in Paris, if you want to be so close. And nothing will ever be built in front, so that's why we moved here, because of the view. And you could have a barbecue. This picture was taken of Queen Elizabeth. The day they were taking the picture was a Canadian photographer, Stephen Levy, and he was taking the picture to put on the $100 pound note in celebration of her Jubilee, or her many years of reign. And there she is having a rest with her eyes closed, and it's an outtake. And so it's a hologram also. She does not open the eyes, but it gives it a dimension with her fur ermine collar. It's quite regal, and the crown. I just loved it. I love the royals. I read Hello magazine every week. And this is the living room. Of course, we built the fireplace. We did all the scalloping of the marble and the surround. I mean, they gave you a fireplace. As you know, in condos, everything's very raw. So in order to make the most of it, I moved the fireplace down to the floor level. So it's a nice big opening on the floor, so it looks more real than the gas fireplace it is. And then again, the view. So I have a couple of vintage pieces and a couple of brand new pieces that I've mixed together. Coffee tables from Portugal, but it's the same hue of wood in oak as the dining room table, so it balances. And these vintage French chairs, which I bought from my girlfriend when she was changing her look, I have never tired of. This is a set of vintage aqueducts from Mexico, models for aqueducts, actually from the 30s. And they're just sitting on a very eclectic Biedermeier bench I painted white, and just put my grandmother's candlesticks and a bunch of old column lamps that I made into lamps. But as you can see, you can mix so many elements and layers of things you love in order to create like the vignettes that I'm talking about. I worked with a company called Pound Bonnell to do all the drawings for this place before we decided to move in, and then afterwards, of course. So I bought these stools from them. They have a furniture line. It's quite beautiful. And since I don't draw, but I hire people to do so for me, it was a collaboration together of design, because I knew what I wanted. I knew the pieces I had. Just placing them, they were very helpful. Now here we are in the kitchen. The kitchen was somewhere else. The kitchen was on the other side of the house, and it was huge. So I made it very concise. All the appliances are hidden on this big wall, including washer dryer. I forfeited the laundry room so I could have another bedroom, which is the den that you interviewed me in. So I could have a Murphy bed and my grandkids could come stay. And the kitchen works really well as this little galley. I mean, it's just got the perfect triangle of appliances, which is what you should always have, is a triangle between the stove, the sink, and the fridge. And counters are all marble, and I had them all laminated with a new clear coat that you don't ruin your marble. It's unbelievable. It's heated, so it adheres to the marble itself. And this is a beautiful green marble that I didn't know why I loved, but I did. So when you do stuff like that, it gives you the flexibility to be able to use your stone and not ruin it with lemon or acids of any kind in your food. And I cook a lot, so I really appreciated that. And as you can see, the view again. So when you're cooking, it's really wonderful. I always look down to see what people are wearing, to see how I should go out today, whether it's raining or not, if the umbrellas are up, or if the windshield wipers are moving. And it's spectacular entertainment. And we have a little coffee area for my favorite Nespresso. And everything's like very custom, I have to say. Before we head into the den, I want you to see my favorite girls, Grace Kelly and Audrey Hepburn. There's some vintage silver screen photographs that are priceless, just so you know. So this is the den. This is the den or library, and it's quite unique. All the books here, not all of them, but all the old world books belong to my grandmother. She had a decorator who bought books by the pound and put them on the shelves in her library in Miami. And when she passed away, I asked if I could have the books. And there are a series of old books that are really crumbling and falling apart, but I think they add to the ambiance of the room. And I collect a lot of coffee table books from a long time ago. We do work in here. There's a TV so that you can watch shows while you do your work. There's a pull-down bed for my grandkids when they come, so that's kind of fun. It's Murphy. You wouldn't even know Murphy bed is in the wall there. But they were scared. They thought it would close up on them when they were in the bed because they didn't weigh enough. And I had this custom made so many years ago, a stainless steel sawtooth desk. And I think it looks really good, like kind of modern. And this, the design of this room actually, and the vintage fixtures and everything came together when I visited a hotel in Rome many years ago called the JK, and everything about it was so precious and beautiful. Every corner, every vignette, the shiny lacquer wood, the paneling, and so I sort of emulated it here. So the powder room doubles as an extra bathroom when we have guests sleeping in the Murphy bed. And the Murphy bed is in the den, as I showed you. But this little jewel of high gloss black paint and lots of art on the wall, Miro's, and I have a Damien Hirst behind the door and a Terry Richardson. There's also a 17th century painting, but mixing things up, that's what we like to do. Well, this is another Jerry Schatzberg of Faye Dunaway, same artist as the Bob Dylan. And as you can see, it's very dramatic. She looks so beautiful in this. And below it is a Helmut Newton Sumo book signed by Mr. Newton. Not to me specifically, but never buy these books unless they're signed by the main author. But it's hard to keep it, it's so heavy. So come with me, we're gonna go into the Rogues Gallery. It's very, 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 very special. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever tried to do a collage of photographs, but it's always very painstaking and very, very difficult. And since I had so many pieces of art, in every house that I've been in, I have to do these collages in order to fit them all in because there's not enough wall space. So this is my Rogues Gallery. I've got Audrey Hepburn, Chet Baker, Fats Navarro, I've got Jerry Lee Robinson, and I've got Christy Turlington. That's taken by Herb Ritz, and the Irving pen here is of Miles Davis. I've collected famous people, musicians in particular, I don't know why, and actors and actresses. In Toronto, there's a street called Bay Street. And my son, who loved photography, that's his friend, at 3 a.m. having a martini and a butt on Bay Street, downtown. And this was in their graduation, so it's the best picture. This is the fractured Linda Evangelista, taken by Brian Adams. And I bought it at auction for charity, and I'm madly in love with it. It's very special. It sort of makes you think you're moving. I've been collecting art for about 50 years now, and it started with a small piece and then grew and grew and grew. My collection is quite exceptional right now. And I think I'm just, it's always the acquisition of the next piece, or in my collections of things. And my collection of antiques sort of mirrors my collection of art. I can't stop. It seems that now that a lot of the corners are full, I have nowhere left, no more walls. So it's just a part of the artistic side of me. This is the guest room, and there's a big bathroom en suite too. But it's like a circus tent in all the stripes. And we tented all the walls all around to hide all the workings of a condo, because behind it are all these panels, like electrical panels, and the steam shower workings, and that was kind of ugly and unsightly. So I just draped the whole room. So I welcome you into my master bedroom. I have a Keith Haring here on the wall, which is very special. I gave it to David for his special birthday. And it's called The Lucky Strike. And it says, "It's toasted," which is his sense of humor. And if you come in, you'll see there's art everywhere. I have an Alex Katz over the bed. And the whole bed wall is fabric. It's upholstered in black, velvety, kind of ultra suede kind of fabric, which makes the headboard very, very comfortable and cushy. And then I have all vintage pieces other than the end tables. The end tables, it took 4 years to get through COVID. The first set I picked, they discontinued what it was made of, bone or something. And these are leather. They're all stitched. Very unusual. And I put a piece of black matte glass on top so that we wouldn't ruin it with, drinks or what have you. But end tables are one very difficult thing to find. You'll see. This is my bed, and I have Fornasetti cushions, the winking girl, the crying girl, the smoking girl, and I don't know what's on the other side of that one. Anyway, the linens are from a local place in Toronto that makes linens called Oli, and it's the finest 800 count linens that you could ever get, and that's my luxury. I even have them pressed and washed out of the house like a hotel. I can't sleep in linens that are not pressed. Kind of spoiled that way, but we found a place that was very reasonable. Anyway, and every year we go to Capri and I buy something from Pucci. Pants, top. This year I bought a pillow. This is an Alex Katz, another one. It's called Ariel, and Ariel, he is one of his women he was infatuated with. The fixtures from my dining room in my first house, and the sconces, I don't know if you can see them, kind of match, even though I bought them at auction for like $200 once many years ago. So it's funny when you have something and then you go, oh, that matches, but like 10 years apart. It's collecting. That's the joy of collecting. This is a Russell Young. He put sparkles on everything. I have another one of Kate Moss in the bathroom of his, but I gave this to my husband because he's perfectly a pink grenade, ready to go off at any moment. And I think it's very symbolic of how he lives his life. And this was his cupboard, my cupboard. This was inspiration. I saw this in a magazine and I had to have it. The high gloss black, the stage lighting all around the shoes, and the You have to see this. The rods are lit from the inside to give it more depth, and you can see what you're putting on. And I had an old piece, an old chest of drawers that I loved. It's very wonky, but it works. It works really well. Come into the master bathroom. Now this is special for a condo. Nobody has bathroom this size. And that's another reason we love the space. We got his and hers sinks. We've got marble, black marble frame around all the mirrors, both sides, and it goes all the way down to the floor. And bathtub right in the middle. We frosted the glass behind the tub for privacy because there's a building sort of close there, but you wouldn't be looking out the window anyway. And that's the shower, and that's the toilet room with the heated toilet that opens and welcomes you. I don't think I'll show you that. But some of my collections, my mother's dressing sets and perfume bottles, and a really old chair that I found at a flea market. The sconces are vintage torches, and that's a vintage Barovier fixture, which is an Italian crystal maker, probably from the 30s. We used to have, as I'm sure every city and town had, like tons of antique shops and people that would source stuff from Europe and bring it over. That's all over. The internet's the only way to shop nowadays. So I am forced when I work to do things that way. But we went to shops. The antique dealer was my best friend, and I would go in and, you know, say, hi, how you doing? How's your mom? You know, because I've known him for so many years, and he'd be bringing stuff from Italy and from France twice a year. But now they've all closed down. Things changed. It's sad, but I got the best of the stuff. This condo is very unique. Not only is the art featured, but there are details very subtly in the walls, the finishings, the floor coverings, which there are not too many, the fabrics. It's all a tapestry of my life and all my possessions, and each piece has a little story. What home means to me is looking around and being so comfortable in every single room with every single object that you know you've had in your possession a short while, a long while, or forever, or handed down from generation to generation. That's what home means to me. Thanks so much for coming, Homeworthy. Thanks for coming to my condo in Toronto. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content and shopping guides.